Theo, what are you doing? But those are my berries.
My berries. They're not berries.
They're my berries, sir.
No, I just got the berries. Oh.
They're mine.
I'm the berries. The berries.
Theo, do you think that you can give a tour of the garden? Can I follow you as you tour the garden? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Start over here. Go over there. Let's go.
Come on.
All right.
Let's go.
Right here, sir. Sir, right here. Okay. What's this, Theo?
Cheese.
What's that, Theo? Theo? Is that a cucumber?
Yeah. What is the cucumber?
A cucumber is green. Can we see something?
Look.
What?
What is the squash?
I don't know what color that squash will be.
What is the squash?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay? We're waiting on this one to bloom, but you know what's funny about it? It already has a nice smell. Very nice. These are my fingerprint fava beans, and now they're not the easiest to grow. The reason why is usually as soon as they start to emerge from their seeds, slugs, caterpillars, roly-polies, everything wants to feast off of the bean. So what I have to do is I have to start them off by soaking them and then putting them in a paper towel and then letting them sprout a little bit and then putting them in the dirt just to avoid all the insects that are usually after them. This avocado plant made it through the winter. The one behind didn't. They both look kind of rough when I brought them outside. I didn't know if this one was gonna make it, but it did, you know. I haven't done away with this one because who knows, it may just pop up. I think I left them outside in the cold or in conditions that were a little bit too cold for them for too long, and that, you know, kind of shocked them. But when I got them in the house, they did not look good. They both looked like two sticks. You can see here, you know, just before it sprouted any leaves, that it was just a stick, and it kind of sprouted out off the side because it had lost all its leaves over winter. But I'm glad it's doing better. I want to put it in a nicer pot. All of my pots have gotten roughed up, but it's a good one. Question for you guys: does that look like corn to you all? It looks like corn to me, but I don't go over there. That's like the corner of my yard by my gate that I just pretty much ignore. And one day I look over there and I'm like, is that corn growing? Because I know darn well I didn't plant any over there. If it is, it's nice and strong. Let me know what you guys think. This is Fort Portal jade bean. It's a bean that comes from Uganda. It's very nice. This is my first time growing it. It has these pretty jewel-like green beans.
Mom.
That, yes, sir.
What's Brandon?
I don't know. Go find Brandon. He's over there. It has this pretty green jade bean that looks like a jewel. I'll have to show you guys the packet. Here they are. They're starting to make little pods. I'm hoping it thickens up a bit, but you can see that I'm getting a few in here. I like it a lot. What'd you say, Theo?
Where's Grandma?
Where's Grandma? She's at home. You want me to tell her you asked about her?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell her. You know what? She might see the video. You want to say hi, Grandma?
Yeah.
Say hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Okay. Now this is my potted cucumber. I have a few cucumbers in the ground, but this one I left in a container. I think it's super pretty. It's growing well. I haven't started seeing any flowers or anything, and I planted this around the same time as the ones that I have in the ground, so, you know, I guess I guess the ones in the container are just a bit slower. But I have this little trellis that is growing on, which isn't going to last long enough because it's going to outgrow this thing pretty quick. Probably by next week, but I am looking forward to finding out what kind of cucumber I planted in here. This is my celery lettuce. I wish I planted more because it's so thin. You know, it's not enough for me or one of the kids or anybody to eat. It doesn't really taste like celery to me, but it does have a nice little taste, pleasant, kind of like a salad filler. Yes, sir. Have fun doing that, bro. All right, and this is my okra right here. Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea how much I miss Atlanta in Georgia when it comes, well, in Florida, when it comes to growing okra, because in Iowa and Nebraska, okra just stays stagnant. It doesn't grow the way that it grows in the South. In the South, it grows like a tree. I think one of the hardest parts of, you know, after garden season, harvest season is over and gardening is over, I think one of the hardest things to do is to get rid of okra, and also to cut the okra fast enough so that the fruit doesn't turn into wood. And then when you have to get it out the ground, it's like pulling up small trees all the time. I don't have that problem here because it barely grows. So, I mean, I'm just hoping that I can have at least one okra plant so I can have some gumbo for the, you know, for Thanksgiving, and freeze it and keep it. But this one's about 2 months old and it's not doing much. And it's not just because it's in a pot, because even last year when I grew it in the ground, it didn't do much. It just doesn't do much. Oh, and Texas okra grows really well too. All right. One rule in gardening that people always tell you is to make sure that you space everything out. And if you have plants that vine, they are going to compete for space, so don't put them together. But guess what hardhead Brandy does? I figured I had no room in a little garden bed to let the vines grow, so I figured I had enough space between them where they can grow against this fence, and I thought maybe I'll buy a trellis so that they'll grow up the trellis. I didn't do that. And even if I did buy a trellis, it's just a bit too late to start training these. But that to the left, I hope it's your left, it's my left, is squash. Then we have right in the center, there is cucumbers, and then we have more cucumbers to the right. And it's not over yet. I got some type of squash here, which I think is actually cute. It's really cute because I like the little leaf pattern that it has going on. I have that squash there, which looks like it's growing on top of another squash. So I overdid it with the space right here. But I just needed to make sure that I had enough space to garden and also enough space for the kids to play around. Look at this crazy contraption I got going on over here. This is positive thinking and confidence going on right here. Because I'm hoping that these sweet baby boards, who are still low to the ground, will climb up this little tomato cage and start spreading all the way across this little makeshift, I don't even know what to call it, netting. I'm hoping it works. Last year it worked, but I didn't get any gourds because it got too cold. So hopefully it'll work out this time. Look at this poor thing. It was a beautiful plant at one time. I think it's some type of kale, but I'm not sure. But when you have a plant that's full and beautiful and it says eat me now, eat it, or something else will. I'm sure it tastes good because apparently there were barely any leaves left. I don't give up on it, because one thing I know from frequently growing greens is in the summer sometimes you have greens and the caterpillars eat it up and whatever else comes and totally eats it up. But when it gets colder, you don't have that as much, and sometimes the plant comes back. Like, despite everything this thing went through, it looks like towards the center it's going to be getting some new leaves. So I'm just going to leave it alone and wait on it. I'm not sure of any other organic means I could use to protect it.
Mommy. Don't eat it, please, Theo. Okay, no, just don't. Okay, that's okay if you just
It's good.
You're a coward.
That one right there is my Eritrean basil. I think it's absolutely adorable. I did plant a lot in a small little pot. I could have spaced it out a little bit, but the first time I grew it, I didn't get that great of a percentage that germinated. So I went and bought another pack and I replanted it again. And I just put half the pack in this one pot, and then it was like, whoa, that's too much. It's going to be too crowded by time it's time to eat. But I'm not worried about that. I just cut it when I need it. It smells so beautiful. I love the smell of it. It does taste like regular basil. It's Eritrean or Eritrean or however you pronounce it. Different people pronounce it different way, but it's East African, and it's so pretty and tasty.
Just kidding. That's spicy.
I grow arugula all the time, and the reason I started growing arugula is because I watched Martha Stewart grow it, and she made it sound like it was so good, right? So I decided that I had to grow some myself, and when I ate it, it was just too spicy for me. But I know the flowers aren't as spicy, and I do eat the flowers from time to time, and so do my kids. Brandon's a jokester, so he's going to act like his mouth is burning, but it does have a little bit of a pinch to it. And it's not as spicy like if you had cayenne pepper or chili or anything like that. It's spicy like if you put, if you ate a whole garlic clove, or if you ate like ginger, that kind of spice, that kind of burn to it. Theo's eating the basil straight up.
Man, what? If I eat them.
That tastes like lemon.
Apparently, Theo doesn't mind eating the basil, but Brandon says that the basil tastes like lemon soap, whatever that means. I think I'm on my 3rd year with growing this lemon or citrus plant. I don't even remember what it is. Like one day I planted Meyer lemons and orange, and I had a video where I was talking about how to grow citrus plants. This one survived. I just don't know which it actually is. I mean, over the last 3 years, I just kind of got it mixed up. But Brandon, grab one of the leaves off of that lemon.
Why would I do that if you don't?
Because I want you to grab one of the leaves. Go ahead, grab one.
Ouch.
Now,
Ow.
okay. Now pull it apart.
Why?
Just drop what you have in your hand. Pull it apart. Now smell it. Don't eat it. You don't have to eat it, but smell it. What do you think? What does it smell like?
It smells like lemons. I want it.
Yeah, you could have it.
Keep it until it's dead. Just kidding.
You could do that. But yeah, that's the fun thing. Until we start to get flowers and fruit, because I think it takes maybe 3 to 7 years before you get any fruit from growing a lemon from seed. We'll just appreciate the smell of the leaves. And I just discovered this year that the leaves smell so good. Nobody asked you to eat it.
It does smell.
This one right here is about 3 years old. I actually have a video showing how I started growing this dragon fruit. It takes a very long time for a dragon fruit to grow, but it looks like it's doing good. I've gotten poked by it a couple of times, so I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't hurt. I try to keep it propped up, but it ends up sliding eventually. I think it's time for me to put it in a bigger pot and do a little more TLC with it so that I can give it more support. So this is the safest way to support a dragon fruit, Brandon? And you got it to stay. You are one amazing young man. You know that? Thank you so much for helping.